Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for taking your time out and joining our webinar today, which we have titled as Explore Next Gen Innovation and Future Ready Design with 3D Experience CATIA. I would like to begin this webinar by giving a short introduction about our company and a brief agenda of the webinar. So the flow of the webinar would be first a brief introduction about our company EDS Technologies, and then Mr. Sri Kumar will give a short introduction about the 3D Experience platform and the global footprint of the customers who have adopted the platform. And he'll also speak on AI-driven generative design and optimization. The third topic is complex, adaptive, and intelligent designs with intuitive algorithmic approach. And then he'll move to the advantages of moving from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience CATIA. And then finally, he'll showcase a few customer references in India who have been using 3D Experience CATIA for some time now. So first, a short introduction about our company EDS Technologies. So EDS Technologies is one of the largest technology solutions providers in India with nearly 30 years of business transformation experience. We help transform businesses by enabling adoption of virtual twin, geospatial analytics, electronic design automation, and 3D printing. We have introduced many technologies like 3D printing, VR, digital manufacturing, etc. for the first time to the Indian customers. We have established ourselves as a trusted partner for more than 2,000 organizations across various industries, including automotive, aerospace, defense, industrial equipment, mining, and many others. We have dedicated regional teams reinforced by our domain and functional consultants. We are backed by strategic alliances with global leaders, pioneers, and uh, strategic partners in their respective technology areas. We have a widespread presence across the country with 11 offices, with our headquarters being at Bangalore. We are an end-to-end technology solutions provider to our customers. So our speaker for the day today is Mr. Sri Kumar Maganti. Mr. Sri Kumar is the Senior General Manager Technical at EDS Technologies. He carries a rich experience of more than 23 years working with automotive, aerospace, energy, and IE segments involving design, simulation, manufacturing, and PLM applications. He has engaged and is leading multiple teams in technology pre-sales, technical support, corporate trainings, and customer relationship management. He has worked on-site for numerous prestigious clients to provide the best customer experience. At TDS Technologies, he handles and oversees the 3D Experience brand. He also holds various global certifications from Dassault Systems.
Thanks for the introduction. Today, we have the agenda on next generation technologies with respect to 3D Experience CATIA. So we'll be discussing on first introduction about 3D Experience platform, which is the basis for all the product design excellence coming from Dassault Systems. So 3D Experience platform is basically a digital experience platform, which is also a business experience platform, which is available on-premise as well as on cloud, just to provide complete delightful experiences to ultimate customers or consumers. So here the main idea is to connect the people, data, ideas, and processes all coming together here and under one single umbrella. So basically, you can bring in all the softwares. We say it could be design, simulation, or manufacturing, or product lifecycle management, or it could be even the departments which involve, the sales, procurement, finance, and also after-field sales service. Everybody can be brought under one single umbrella using this platform. So this platform approach is not something new, but it has been there. As you know, like we use content creation platform like WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram for uploading, downloading the content and visualizing them, right? Similarly, we have payment platforms, we have real estate platforms, we have tourism platforms. So we have multiple business platforms today available even for operating systems as well. Similarly, is there a platform which is really suitable for our business requirements? It could be automotive industry or aerospace or energy sector, or it could be industrial equipments or consumer goods. So whatever the industry segment may be, but we need to look into how this business experience can be adapted into these segments. So here I would like to highlight, the compass which is on the left side. Basically, this symbolizes 3D experience platform, and encompasses all the brands of Dassault systems. It could be CATIA for product design excellence or SolidWorks, or it could be Geovia or Biovia for mining and life sciences and healthcare segments. Any kind of modeling, so we can pick up on the west side. We have 3D modeling applications. We can also connect with many other solutions like NX, Creo, or AutoCAD Inventor, and so on. And similarly, we have a North Quadrant symbolizing social and collaborative applications apps. Basically, this is product lifecycle management, Innovia, and also 3D Excite, and so on. Then we have very interesting segment here, information intelligence on the East Quadrant. This is basically talking about big data, data analytics, and also how you are using this information intelligence for your business needs. So that is something which is a new segment which has come up. And also we have what you call simulation applications, virtual and real time. So we have Delmia for digital enterprise lean manufacturing interactive application, and also Simulia for realistic simulations. So we can create AR/VR experiences also using this particular quadrant. So there are multiple applications which will take care of organizational needs. I mean, irrespective of the departments. Basically, you can access this information or data from anywhere at any time on any device. So that's the power of this digital experience platform, what Dassault has been talking about. So with this introduction, I will move into you know what 3D platform could do for an organization. So typically, Dassault Systems, with their 40 years of expertise, they have started looking into all the requirements. I mean, basically the processes, industry processes. They have focused on the industry processes with respect to specific segment. So, for instance, say you take automotive industry, say as a tier one supplier, he will go through certain set of processes. It could be starting from RFQ management to winning the project, then starting the project with APQP in place, then taking care of design considerations, validation, simulations. Then he will enter into prototyping, manufacturing, and also he has to look into quality, all those aspects, right? So looking into such kind of processes, so Dassault Systems has come out with something called industry process experiences using this platform. So through this platform approach, you can have the complete solution experience for a given industry, whether it is OEM or a supplier. So basically, the intention is that you can centralize all your work under one single central repository. You can collaborate socially within the organization as well as outside the organization. You can store, organize, and share data or information intelligently with the controlled access. You can also collaborate on your intellectual property with proper permissions in place. So the main intention of this platform is to access from anywhere at any time on any device, which is a digital definition or a digital transformation definition, I would always say. So here it will cover all the applications as well as the processes for a given organization, and we can even go to the level of marketing, after field sales service, the feedback coming from the market. We can also bring in all those things as a part of this platform. We can have one single source of truth of information or data coming out, which can be accessed from any time or at any time or any place on any device. So even the smartphones also are capable of running through this digital experience platform very effectively. So in order to just, I want to give a small summation of the footprint what Dassault Systems has today. So if you look at this 3D Experience platform, it has started way back in 2009, and it got established in 2012, in fact, and then it started acquiring lots of customers on the global stage. So we have more than almost like I can say more than 3,500 OEMs and also thousands of suppliers who are already using this 3D experience platform at a global level. As you can see on the transportation mobility segment, we have Toyota, BMW, Honda, and Ashok Leyland and Tata Motors, Renault Nissan in India. So we have Tesla models also as a part of this revolution. And then if you look at the aerospace and defense, yes, definitely we have the best of advantage. Like 90% of the market uses 3D experience platform solutions, be it Airbus or Boeing or Pratt and Whitney, Bombardier, Bell Helicopter, Safran. There's several customers, Embraer and all. So they use 3D experience platform for this purpose. And then industrial equipments, we have Doosan, Robert Bosch, or Constructor Group. There are several customers under industrial equipments as well. And we are also into license in healthcare. You can see the customers in consumer packaging goods like L'Oreal, L'Occitane, and all. So they use almost like Procter and Gamble. They make use of almost like 13 to 15,000 users on this platform, effectively connecting all the plants and sites, manufacturing sites. So this is a small global footprint that I would like to highlight here today, and then I want to take it into how this platform works for you on product design excellence. So I start with Catia. So basically, the Catia is a well-known brand today. It goes when like a computer graphics aided three-dimensional interactive application, basically to provide sustainable and delightful design experiences. So I will take you through a small introduction on Catia, what it has been doing, how it has changed over the years, and how it is adopting the artificial intelligence.
What if you could imagine and create any shape from matter to space? What if you could live an experience defined by system thinking anywhere, anytime, combining human knowledge and artificial intelligence towards a more sustainable world? Catia, shape the world we live in.
So as you can see here, CATIA has adopted the latest technologies. It also uses artificial intelligence and machine learning through its embedded software code. So we'll be talking more about this AI-based generative design today as a part of this webinar. So to start with, the approach, basically AI-driven generative design and optimization. Here we are talking about generative design. So if you look at traditional design, it is based on certain established practices and the designer experience, and also it looks at how to construct a particular model or a shape to meet the requirements. But when it comes to generative design, we always look at instead of asking does this shape meet requirements, we always say which shape is the best to meet the requirements. So as you can see from the image, right, we can see what you call lot of scope in terms of design improvement using generative design here. So the basic traditional approach says shape meeting the requirements, and generative design talks about the best shape which is meeting the requirements, which is also very much functionally sound at the same time, which is also lightweight in nature, and which is also more aesthetic, which is also having a better styling in total. So that's an approach which is now which has been developed over the years now, and that's where CATIA has been using these particular modules for the last I can say 5 to 6 years. So if you see the traditional approach of progress, in terms of any product design, in 1990s, you see we were building, CATIA V4 models only for the sake of exact geometry. Now, then we have moved into the next level of exact design. So how this exact design is the next step we have looked into. Then later on, we started looking into knowledge ware. Basically, the knowledge-based engineering today, lots of companies have this department, and they focus on how to create, how to capture the design intent in a right way, so that you can create alternative designs by the click of a mouse button. So that's where the knowledge-based engineering has gained highly prominent importance over the years. And now then comes the next level of experiential engineering, where we talk about generative design, wherein we can do topology and shape optimization. We can think of lightweighting of any given component and reduce the overall cost of a component for manufacturing. So the generative design has set the trend in terms of the design approach over the years. Then we are talking about at the next level, the neurosystems engineering, which is based on artificial intelligence. So CATIA has already imbibed all these important qualities in terms of new design making, whether it is generative design or artificial intelligence driven generative design, I would say. So I'll be talking about some of the examples today in this webinar with respect to generative design and also on the AI powered generative design. So if you see the current traditional design, on the left side, the approach is very simple and straightforward, shape meeting the requirements. And on the right side, you see there are multiple options. If you are looking at a design space and create different type of brackets here, say taking into constraint of say certain manufacturing constraints, and you can see be it milling or casting, or it could be 3D printing also. So based on that approach, how this bracket design is going to change in terms of shape, aesthetics, and styling. So that is what we call the generative design philosophy here. So I will take one example of function-driven generative designer here. This is a case of a door hinge for a car. So in this case of door hinge, the traditional door hinge is something like this, what you see on the screen. So for this, if I have to look at the alternative designs, which are much, much better in terms of which is the best shape, which is meeting the requirements, then what we can look at is we start with the design process. So we are combining design simulation and optimization, taking care of manufacturing constraints here within the single user interface. So that's where this function-driven generative design ensures that you are able to, look at all the functional constraints, which are those areas where the loadings will come in, and we need to look at all the complete meshing capabilities of this particular assembly, and then we need to look at manufacturing constraints. So from the milling perspective or casting perspective, or it could be from the 3D printing perspective, we can set the constraints in such a way that once we run this simulation, we have customers, this particular custom software will throw a different design altogether. So CATIA uses subdivision surface concepts to arrive at different shapes, wherein the software intelligence will guide you to come out with a new shape, which is more lightweight in nature at the same time, which has got the best of ability to address the needs of this particular component. So here, as you can see, if I go with the subtractive manufacturing, traditional way, what you see on the left side is the legacy component. When you see the middle one, this is based on 3D printing. Now, when I look at 3D printing, when I put additive manufacturing as a constraint, I come out with a different shape altogether, which is unimaginable, which I cannot even visualize also. Here, what CATIA does is that it will be able to create the mesh and remove all the areas where there is no or least stress coming onto the component. So when I remove those areas, I'll remain with the areas where the functional aspect is taken care, and with the help of subdivision surface concepts, I'll be able to come out with a new shape based on the typical manufacturing constraint. So on the right side, you see the milling process. Based on the milling process, you can see how this new shape which has been arrived. So this is how the generative design will come up with the best shape that meets the design requirements. So this is the first approach which has come out in the recent times, say 5 to 6 years back. And yes, today there are so many customers who are using this for lightweight engineering. Now I move into next level of generative design with respect to fluid flows. So here is an example of a duct or a pipe or a tube, wherein if I provide you the input, inlet and outlet with the specific pressure conditions, I should be in a position to create a new duct design altogether, which can take care of the fluid flow requirements. So in this case, we are following something called a flow-driven generative designer module, wherein I'm combining the aspects of design, CFD simulation, and also the optimization based on the fluid flow. So I will also look into the inlet and outlet pressure drops, and then we come out with a particular shape here. So software will guide you to come out with a new shape which will meet the fluid flow requirements based on the type of fluid flow that is getting in. So in this example, I'll show you this is my the design space. Now, based on this particular design space, I need to move further. I'll come out with the location where it is highlighted. Yeah. So this is the particular duct. Now I need to look at how it has been arrived. So I have a design space. I can simply provide the inlet and outlet. I can set the total, whatever the fluid flow velocity and the pressure drop which is coming in. I can highlight all those constraints here with respect to simulation. Now this is my general shape, and I move into the simulation module. Now I need to look at how these things have taken the shape based on the simulations. So once we define this fluid set and the volume to optimize, so based on the volumes to optimize, the software will go back, will run through the design of experiments, and will come out with a right fluid flow and shape. So here we are running through the base simulation, and we have done the meshing. Then we run through the iteration process here, and we can see how the simulation is impacting the fluid flow. So actual fluid flow and its shape is arrived at. We can actually make use of the same subdivision surface concept to come out with exact shape which is needed for this particular fluid flow through this inlet and outlet. So this is how we arrive at a best shape which is meant for this fluid flow. So once I have the best shape, I can simply create a surface out of this, and I can make my new design based on the fluid flow which is happening through this duct. So in this example, you can see the fluid flow being highlighted over here through the post processor results manager. So you can see how the pressure drop or the fluid volume which is coming in. So you can do the complete CFD simulation. Right now you have not moved out of the user interface. You have just moved from design to simulation, and you have arrived at the best shape for this particular duct based on the fluid flow. So this is how once you complete this, we can actually do this subdivision surface concept. We can arrive at a new surface shape, and this is how we construct the new surface shape based on the fluid flow mesh which has come out, and then we have the final design. So this is how here we use RANS solver, and then with the help of this RANS solver, we are able to come out with a proper fluid flow duct shape basically. So the concept of the fluid shape is taken care here. So based on the fluid flow and its conditions, based on the fluid flow, we are able to arrive at the right shape. So this is how the fluid flow-driven generative designer will provide right insights into the product design, and it will come out with the most optimal duct design here. So this is the one example I wanted to highlight here today. with respect to the generative design based on the fluid flows. Now we move into the next level of the artificial intelligence and intelligence based algorithmic approach. So here we have something called a visual scripting designer, wherein you don't have to do any software coding, but you can arrive at the most unimaginable patterns based on this algorithmic approach, which is highly intuitive. So I will take you through an example on how CATIA does this kind of shapes, what you see on the screen, this kind of patterns, how CATIA is able to generate with the help of algorithms in the backend, wherein the mechanical engineer, he doesn't have to bother about software coding or visual scripting. He can run through no code program, and then he can generate these shapes based on simple drag and drop applications. So I'll take you through one example here.
3DEXPERIENCE introduces Visual Script Designer, a new role to serve multiple industries and disciplines, such as creative design and styling, mechanical engineering, architecture and construction, and many more. CATIA Visual Scripting is a new native application to generate parametric geometries with a visual programming language. All design operations are represented by graph nodes, and relations between nodes are directly editable. Complex and intelligent designs are now accessible without any line of code. And any algorithm can then be captured as a new shareable operator and reused to speed up next design projects. It's also a good way to share and reapply best practices across your team. Another benefit of the parametric and algorithmic approach is design exploration. Generate a lot of design variants for alternatives in a few minutes just by changing parameters values. And select the best design according to specific criteria or indicators. CATIA visual scripting can be enriched by additional operators to address more complex and advanced use cases, depending on additional roles and applications. For example, some additional operators are dedicated to mesh modeling. It's an easy way to rapidly create organic shapes from mesh subdivision and smoothing. It's even possible to generate a subdivision surface from mesh, which is fully re-editable in other CATIA applications, such as Creative Design Experience or Imagine and Shape, available in additional roles. Form finding and shape research can also be accelerated by using soft body behaviors for mesh deformation. Several constraints are available like pressure, elasticity, gravity, collision, to produce realistic soft body shapes in few seconds. CATIA visual scripting can use any data or geometry as inputs, and design sequence results will be automatically updated after any input modification. All outputs are also fully reusable for any downstream activities, such as detailed and structured design, 3D printing, mold and tooling, to reach manufacturable products.
So as you can see here, basically CATIA is capable of creating, wonderful organic shapes based on the typical operators and also the drag and drop applications which are part of this visual scripting designer role. So this is the new intuitive algorithmic approach. Today, this is well used in, especially in the BIM models, architecture, engineering, and construction industry. And even stadiums are also built based on these patterns using CATIA. So there are lots of examples wherein you can come out with, I can say, unimaginable shapes with different types of patterns, which is again run through artificial intelligence in the back end. And with this kind of algorithmic approach, you are able to come out with new patterns in a quickest possible fashion. And again, sometimes, They are so enthralling at the same time unimaginable. So this is something what today Katia is talking about. Katia has gone way beyond in terms of product design excellence using artificial intelligence embedded tools and also the algorithmic approach and generative design approach. So this is something which today many of those even aerospace companies or automotive companies are really looking forward to. So this is again available on 3D Experience Catia platform, and it is available in terms of multiple roles. So I will also take the last part as the artificial intelligence for the designer, especially while accelerating the design through reuse. So somebody like if they want to pick up an alternative component or almost the same component from the database. So we often see that we waste a lot of time in recreating the same components again and again. This is the traditional approach. So within the same organization, although a particular component or assembly is available, we still create that entire model using CATIA or any other application without understanding where this particular knowledge repository is available. So in order to quickly search and find out the reusability of these components, so CATIA has come out with something called Part Supply Enterprise, wherein we are able to connect with the external world and connect with more than 1 lakh suppliers who provide standard parts for the designers. So designers can simply go from CATIA application, go and find out the right standard parts which are available through the database from 1 lakh suppliers, and they can replace, they can embed these components into their assemblies or sub-assemblies at any time. So this is one case of the part supply enterprise coming through artificial intelligence, wherein you just create this kind of a bracket, say with some 5-6 holes. Based on this whole similarities, now we can go and search what kind of brackets are available from the marketplace. So this is a simple bracket which we have created in CATIA. Now with the help of my one part search, I'll go to the global database, find out all the relevant components or brackets which are having the similar whole similarities. So based on that, we are able to see the one part search throws more than 14 components here. We can look at what is the most suitable bracket that can come into this particular design for the electric drive. So here I'm able to see the closest possible brackets based on the whole similarities. I can check the technical specifications. I can look at the dimensioning. I can look at the all the even the drawings as well. They are available. So we can look into all those aspects, compare them, understand which is the best fit coming out of this particular supply database, and position this component in your CATIA assembly. So right now I have picked up a very close bracket which is needed for this electric drive. I simply open that and replace this bracket on the screen with the new one. So this search as well as replacing with the right component doesn't take really much time, because in the backend we have this marketplace to provide 1 lakh supplier database with all these standard parts. So the designer doesn't have to really spend lots of time on what you call recreating the components or sub-assemblies. He can simply make use of this artificial intelligence available, and based on this artificial intelligence, through one part search, we are able to bring in the right component from the 1 lakh supply database and replace this component here in my assembly. So we are going to save a lot of time by doing this, because as you can see, most of the products are product designs. They involve at least 40 to 50% repeatability. So if we can remove that design time with the help of this AI based part supply enterprise search, you are able to save lots of time as well as, and also you can also manage the quality of these components coming from the standard parts databases. So artificial intelligence is well embedded into CATIA, be in terms of generative design or what you call algorithmic approach, or it could be something on the topology and shape optimization, lightweight engineering. So CATIA has been doing that. That's the reason why you see most of the OEMs today, they work on 3D Experience CATIA using these applications. So moving from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience CATIA, I know most of you, many of you are having already CATIA V5, which you have been using for more than 2 decades in the industry. So for such people, there is a simple migration that you can do from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience. So lots of new additional features have come in. You can have a seamless migration. Having your CATIA V5 license in place, you can move from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience CATIA effectively with a different migration feasibilities that exist. So if you look at the V5 versus the 3D Experience CATIA approach, V5 is typically the folder-based approach, right? You save everything into folders and directories, and then you try to retrieve those. But in case of file-based system, there is tons of duplicated data, and also it is difficult to manage the access rights. There is no change, and if you want to do the revision management, it is tough. Basically, it is difficult to search and share all these sub-assemblies or assemblies through this kind of folder-based environment. So when you adopt 3D Experience CATIA, the product data management is very much inbuilt with the help of a database. So the moment you start working on CATIA, you are saving directly into the database. So here you maintain your access, you have good controls on the data, you secure your IP, and also you are able to share the files only to the specific users or the people who require it. And also you will be able to do the best management of the life cycle and revisions. So this is now embedded into 3D Experience CATIA. This is the first approach from moving from folder-based system to database-based approach system. So what are those advantages? Now the geometric model has gone really faster. I mean, it's not that same CATIA V5 is coming here, but it is much more than that. 3D Experience CATIA ensures that you have at least the design time is saved at least 30 to 50 percentage based on the type of features that you have on 3D Experience CATIA. Even the geometric model is almost 10 times faster. And then you can also work through this design approach, and you can combine the integration of simulations and manufacturing within the same user interface. That is also something which is feasible here. And you are also able to securely share your data of CATIA to other team members or people who are across the countries. So that is something very much possible, which is both available on premise as well as on cloud. So there are multiple advantages picking up 3D Experience CATIA, and this is going to really help you in terms of design time saving. And of course, when you save time, it is almost like saving the cost. So that is where you can see the advantage which is coming in. Now I move into like what are those advantages if you are moving from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience CATIA. What are those advantages? There are several new things which have come up in 3D Experience CATIA, be it realistic display or views management. There are new settings. There are, and also Sketcher have automatic constraining approach, and then you can create best of kinematics through your engineering connections. So the moment you create constraints, automatically the joints are created so that you can run through the mechanism of a given assembly. Then we are talking about manufacturing ready design. So there are so many applications today available in the world, but how many software applications are really capable of manufacturability? So this is where CATIA stands tall against the competitors, and we ensure 100% manufacturability based on the the nerves concepts, whatever you call non-uniform rational B-spline model concepts, or the geometric concepts, or mathematical models, which are very, very strong in the backend. So advanced kinematics functions have come in, and you can look at the wall thickness analysis or many other things. You can also look for hybrid modeling. You can also look for more things on the natural shape. You can make use of the image files to create new sketches and then the 3D models. So there are so many examples which I can give, and also the AR VR experiences, which is the most important technology which has emerged today in the market. There also you can see how 3D Experience CATIA is maneuvering through the requirements. So I will just take few examples here. Maybe I'll just look at a realistic display, how CATIA is looking at. So in this example, you see here, we can set up the environment for this bike design, and then you see the CATIA live rendering here, and also how the background can be managed with respect to this particular bike. So the visual display functionalities have really gone up very well. You can also see the ghost mode. You can pick up what subassembly you need just by filtering these things from the model. So here in this case, I would say I would like to create a brakes caliper or a brake shoe. I can do the complete design of assembly in context here. So as you can click here, you can see the sketch coming in. You can also start working on the sketch in context of the assembly. So you can create that. As you can see, one more important aspect in 3D Experience CATIA is that as you click on the features, you can see all the relevant commands appearing on the contextual menu. So this is something which is going to reduce the design time, because unlike in the past, where in CATIA V5, we used to look out for icons. We used to arrange all our icons as per our requirements and then go and pick up them. Here you don't have to really bother about that, because every command is available based on the feature that you select, be it a wireframe element, or it could be a surface, or it could be a corner, it could be a fillet, whatever the feature may be. Based on the feature that you pick up, automatically all the relevant commands will come on the contextual menu here. So that is the advantage that you have. And of course, you can also set up all the ambience and the background for this particular design. You can go through all these, the latest features which are here, and you can see the benefits of better visualization and ambience through this approach. So in this case, as you can see here, all the features are available. You can just click on that, be it extrapolate, extrude, or pocket, or trim, or intersection operations. Everything can be done on the fly. So that's the advantage that you have using 3D Experience CATIA. So this is one example I wanted to give from the CATIA interface here. So similarly, if you look at the views management also, you can see a lot of new features which have come in as a part of this frame.
Major enhancements have been made for the management of your tab layout, helping you to organize your working session and access your content. Like the web dashboard, a tab can now contain one or multiple widgets. Thanks to new layout capabilities, you can now gather and organize widgets in the same tab with flexibility. Resizing widgets can be easily handled to customize your windows. In one click, you can maximize a widget, helping you to focus on a specific tab in full screen mode and retrieve the complete tab layout with all the widgets by clicking on the Restore Down icon in the right corner. Therefore, you easily focus your interest on the desired environment. To get an overview of available widgets, you can easily display the number of widgets contained in each tab. To do so, simply right-click and activate the Show Widget Count option. In addition, when you hover your mouse over the tab name, thumbnails of all the widgets of the tab are revealed. It offers a way to switch to another widget without leaving the maximized mode. Keyboard Shortcut provides a quick navigation through all widgets of your working session. Press Ctrl plus Tab keys to display the list of thumbnails and select the widget to maximize. Another option, accessible by contextual menu, is now available to extract the action bar from the current widget. The action bar will then move to the bottom of the global frame, with enough space to display all the commands. The active widget, connected to the action bar, is the one with a different border. Different tiling modes are also proposed to reorganize automatically in one click the content of a tab. Another interesting improvement is the possibility to detach a widget from the global frame in order to display it on another screen, for example. You drag and drop the widget header on another screen, leveraging your multi-screen configuration. Therefore, digital review is simplified. And the last point is the ability to reorganize your widgets, not only within a tab, but from one tab to another. Simply drag the widget header and drop it on another tab or within the same tab. To conclude, the 3D Experience Frame offers a lot of flexibility to organize your working session and access your content in order to boost your productivity.
I mean, there are multiple examples. In multiple ways, 3D Experience CATIA has lots of advanced functionalities, say with respect to user interface, user support, or it could be even user productivity improvement. So I will take last example of on the advanced kinematics. So in this example, we are run through a new role called mechanical motion designer. So here you can effectively run the mechanisms with all the joints, well specified through engineering connections. You can see the cam motion here, and it is not just about simple cam motion. You can also share this particular simulation, clips or videos to any of those users on the web interface. So that's an advantage that you can have from the kinematics motion. Lots of advanced kinematics are easily created using this particular approach, and you can also see the new applications in terms of traceability and also the tracking path, visibility. All those things are also coming in through this advanced kinematics. So in this example, you can see by making use of 3D templates, we can simply create the role of this particular uh, small assembly. You can see the role, how the movement of this particular role that can happen through the role curve definition. So this is also well connected with the simulation here, and then using this we can also run through the structural simulation along with the mechanical motion in place. So this is what you can see some of those advanced kinematics coming in through 3D Experience CATIA. And I will take one more example on the concept structural engineer role, which is basically combining the modeling and simulation aspects. In this case, we have taken the example of industrial equipment, the roller excavator. So typically, if you see these excavators, they simply roll over if there is a shaky surface. So in order to ensure the right stability, we can look at this particular cabin structure, in terms of design. Now I can run through multiple design optimization parameters. I can come out with a proper cabin, which will ensure that this rollover doesn't happen for this excavator. So in this example, we make use of regular surface design, and then we complete this particular assembly of cabin construction. So it is so easy to drag and create this kind of structures, and then we look at three variabilities: component variability, material variability, and also the design variability. So we can run through the design of experiments while creating these alternative designs, and then see what kind of shape will best suit in, so that this cabin doesn't fall off from the main road. So that way we can look at the multiple possibilities here. Material variability also we can look at, and also you can look at the parametric variability for the shape requirements. So we can also look at the shape, and we can also look at the parameters and materials that we use for this cabin structure. And then based on these three combinations, now I can arrive at the best design feasibility for this particular cabin structure. So we can also do the simulation in the same interface. Now, once I have completed my design, I can run through the simulation, understand whether this particular cabin structure can withstand the rollovers. So we can run through the simulation scenario. We can apply the boundary conditions, constraints, and clamping conditions, and then see how this simulation is really impacting the overall cabin body. So the design exploration is happening through design of experiments, and we can actually run through all possible scenarios. Now we can combine the design aspects, also simulation aspects, and come out with the best design for this particular cabin structure. So in the back end, we have this design exploration coming through eyesight, and which is part of this 3D experience roles. By making use of that, you can arrive at multiple design alternatives, and we can suit the best design from the both design and simulation perspective. So this is how we do this concept structure designer role. We make use of this role to come out with the best design which is feasible for this requirements. So this is how 3D Experience CATIA is well capable of handling the mod sim approach. So the mod sim approach is very, very critical today, because in a traditional approach, the design department is different and simulation department is different, and they work in different software interfaces, and a lot of data exchange happens, a lot of data loss also happens, a lot of iterations, and a lot of time also gets wasted. Now, by having both the combinations here, this modeling and simulation approach, we can ensure that we have the best of design alternatives coming through design exploration. So these are all some of those important benefits of 3D Experience CATIA I would like to highlight. So be it, if you want to be quicker in terms of design iterations, you want to come out with an optimized design in the least possible time, yes, definitely the 3D Experience CATIA holds the advantage. You can also create manufacturing ready design. We can easily handle the large assemblies, be it aeroplane, aircraft, or it could be a car, or it could be a ship, or it could be any other assembly. We can easily handle this large assembly handling through 3D XML lightweighting approach. And then we can also collaborate with multiple sites being on cloud. We can also connect with different design centers and work in real-time concurrent engineering. And we can also have the best of benefits coming through advanced kinematics, best of user experiences through live rendering, and also the revision and lifecycle management, which is well built into 3D Experience CATIA. So lots of advantages and benefits, and also the advanced features which are coming to 3D Experience CATIA. So if we wish to move from CATIA V5 to 3D Experience CATIA, there are a lot of migration feasibilities at a nominal cost. For instance, I'll give you an example of, say, you have hybrid design 2 license, SG2. So we can migrate that to mechanical and shape engineered role on 3D Experience CATIA, which also has additional surface features, advanced surfacing, advanced kinematics, and also simulation studies, which are well embedded coming together here. So we have migration feasibility for regular modules like MD2, SJ2, XN2, many of those popular CATIA V5 modules. We can bring them onto 3D Experience CATIA with a simple migration and start using on a digital experience platform. So I would urge you to look into this, making use of the digital experience through 3D Experience CATIA with this approach. So now these are some of our customers who have adopted 3D Experience platform across the country. I haven't taken the global references here, all are local. So we have many customers like Jansal Engineering, Sujan Contact. We have SBM Navota under Marine and Offshore. We have wind energy platform through Senmion. Then we have many automotive suppliers, people who are working into electric vehicle segments like Triton Electric, Celestial Mobility, TA Clean Mobility. And of course, we are also more into tire segment like MRF and Apollo tires. In fact, many of our tire industry customers make use of CATIA. And then we also work with a lot of service providers, also into drone companies like Van Willy or Ali Aerospace. Even the startups, they are all preferring to experience CATIA on cloud. So you will have the best of advantage making use of these solutions on cloud as well as on premise based on your requirements. So with this, I conclude my session on the next generation tools which are available on 3D Experience CATIA.
I would like to thank Mr. Shikumar sir for delivering a very informative webinar. I'm confident that it was helpful to our audience as well. I would like to also thank the audience for taking their time out and joining us for this session. If you have any further queries related to the subject matter or any other requirements with respect to 3D Experience or CATIA, you can always connect with us. Our credentials are displayed on the screen right now. You can reach out to us at any time and we'll be happy to address your queries. Please do keep an eye out for our upcoming seminars and webinars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again for joining us today. See you at the next session.